Hello, friends. Robert Bevan here, author of the Caverns and Creatures series of comedy, fantasy novels, and short stories. With me is Sam West, and today we're talking about the spell Gravity Fissure.
Get sucked into a hole or something. This is Explorer's Guide to Wildmount. Graced us with these. Honestly, love these spells. The vast majority of the Dunamancy gravity crap from that book are very fun. Welcome additions to the game, in my opinion. Although they're strong, which is good. New stuff should be strong and fun and exciting. I don't know if this one is like the strongest
in particular,
of them. Yeah, Gravity Fissure on its own, a little bit less so. It's still fine, and it is at least kind of neat. So it's instantaneous, big line, 100-foot self-cast. It's like a lightning bolt, but it also requires a fistful of iron filings. Yeah, it's 1L there. So yeah, you need some of those, I guess. And then material components. You manifest a ravine of gravitational energy in a line originating from you that's 100 feet long and 5 feet wide. Each creature in the line makes a con save, taking 8d8 force damage on a failed save or half as much on a success. Each creature within 10 feet of the line, but not in it, makes a con save or takes 8d8 force damage and is pulled towards the line. So basically, it's a 100 by 30-ish, 25-ish, 25. It's 100 by 25-foot line of death. And then things in the outsides get pulled into the center. Now, the issue is at 6th level. That's where it's Cone of Cold is 5th level.
It's not the only issue.
All right, what was your issues then?
My main issue is that, when is this useful?
When you want to do a lot of damage in a big line. I can't understand. This is a gigantic area.
Yeah, if all of your enemies are in a straight line along 100 feet, that's, if you're getting chased down a very straight hallway, I guess. I don't know.
And it's a 10-foot radius line on either side. This thing is 25 feet long. This is like 4 buses stacked next to each other, just barreling down a 4-lane interstate. That's how wide this thing is.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't think all of my enemies are going to ever be in. All right, maybe, yeah. Just the 100 feet thing gets me. That seems excessive.
I agree, it's excessive. No question there. The area is still probably worse than a fireball because a 20-foot radius sphere is going to hit a more relevant area that you can kind of sculpt. I like that you can't really sculpt this. I like that it just kind of hits a bunch of stuff, and you still have to point it and make concessions as to where it's going to go. Why I love Lightning Bolt so much, right? Is you have to actually work for it a little bit, where it's not just point and click. That's the best area on the map. Sure, I win. Yeah. I think that most of the time this is going to hit the most of the things you care to hit. You might have to move first, but if you can get an angle, it's a huge radius. This thing is wide, and then it shoots way longer than the battle map ends up being.
Yes. All right. My other issue is I love me some force movement utility. This has that, but it doesn't seem particularly useful. It's for a duration spell, okay, maybe you can make something work. But this is instantaneous. Some people get pulled toward the line.
I have a silly pitch. All right, ready? Okay. So you set up a blade barrier on top of where you want this line to be, and then you hide in the shadows on the edge of the blade barrier. And a bunch of monsters go up and stare at it and go, "Who'd be dumb enough to be pulled into that?" And then all of a sudden, Gravity Fissure, yoink, and everyone takes 8d8 damage and then blade barrier damage. Gratuitous overkill, absolutely, but very funny.
If you put a bunch of treasure along the bottom of a blade barrier.
You could 1-2 punch it with a cleric, right? They're both 6th level spells, so I could see a real world where your cleric sets up a blade barrier, gets some of them in that blade barrier, and then you go, okay, great. Everything that's next to the blade barrier is also now going in the blade barrier. That could be kind of cute. That's definitely not the 99% case of this spell. Most of the time, you're going to cast this like it's Lightning Bolt. And to that case, it's worse than Lightning Bolt most of the time because it does less damage. So it's still a bigger area. Maybe I'm okay trading. I'm okay with the flavor and trading off a dice size for the area increase. I think that's reasonable. But if you compare it to Fireball is going to be way better.
Well, I mean, that goes all the way back to Fireball versus Lightning Bolt.
Yeah, and this is lower damage than Fireball, which is, I believe. Let me dice calculator the damage of this while you get your camera working.
There it goes.
Nailed it. So it's 8. So 8d8 is on average 36 damage, and at this stage it's 13d6. Which is 45 damage. Oh, sorry, no. It's 11d6. I'm not crazy. I'm sorry. It's 38.5 damage. So Fireball is more damage, but just by a little bit. I was thinking it was 7th or higher level than it was. That's still a meaningful downside in damage, right? Like going from 8d8 to 11d6, like there is a meaningful upside in damage there. That spell's also castable at 3rd, 4th, 5th level. Don't have cold out damage. This is an upcast, and it hits probably a better area. But if you want to play with something new, you like the gravity thing, you can find some amount of mileage and utility in pulling things into a specific space. Cool.
Yeah, I like the gravity thing, and that's mainly why I'm disappointed with this spell. I mean, yeah, maybe there's some utility, some fun things you can do with alongside a blade barrier or something. I just don't see it working out a lot.
I don't either. I think most of the time it's going to be fluff. You'll pull some things close to each other, and that's fine. But I don't think
for the damage alone, I feel like without the utility, a lightning bolt just looks cooler. And,
yeah, I agree, and is also able to be cast at 3rd, 4th, and 5th level.
Yeah.
It's definitely one of the weaker options from the book, but I still think it's fine. I still think it looks cool enough. And there being a tiny little bit of utility there probably saves it from 2 territory and keeps it in a comfortable 3. Just because there'll be a couple moments every once in a while you'll get somebody to fall off a bridge or something that'll be pretty sweet. You can take like a big army charging down a narrow bridge and be like all of them pulled off to the side, and it's kind of funny, right? You deal them a bunch of damage, everyone's pulled into the line 5 foot off the bridge and then dies horribly falling, which is that's cute.
Yeah, it could happen. Yeah, I guess I'll agree with your 3. I don't care enough to deviate from it.
Sure. For something called Gravity Fissure, it doesn't necessarily do the gravity thing all that well.
No, but others do. So
yeah,
stay tuned for whenever we cover those.
Yeah, they're good.
And I'll be more enthusiastic.
It involves pushing and pulling. It's your bread and butter.
Yeah, but not very effectively from what I can judge so far. All right, that was Gravity Fissure. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Let us know what you think down in the comments below. Like and subscribe and all that. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching. If you found this helpful, informative, or entertaining, I'd really appreciate it if you hit the like button below. You needn't smash it. A gentle tap will suffice. If you want to see more videos like this, subscribe to the channel. And make sure you check out the links in the description, where you'll find my Caverns and Creatures series of comedy fantasy novels, Sam's full review of the spell, and other fun things.